And we're back. Got a lot to do today. We need to get some steel go iron and steel really. What are we looking at? Yeah. We need to get some iron and mostly steel going on over here at the farm because we haven't moved our forges yet. Or set up the new ones, I should say. And we gotta go get a bunch of sand. And we need stone. We need copious amounts of stone. We need copious amounts of sand too. At some point I'm gonna have to dig a bunch of clay also. But not yet. Wrong thing. Okay. Oh yeah, we're coming along. It's coming along nicely. We're gonna get 200 of this. And yeah, we're getting down to it on we'll just do that'll be tomorrow. Let's go. That'll work. Close the door. Going up here. Little lag there. Looking good though. Everything's coming together nicely. I don't know. We'll see. Watch us get just absolutely swamped on this next horde, but got a couple days before that. I think we can get if we get a lot done today, if we get all the stone and sand together. In fact, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and take these boulders. If we get a ton of stone and sand today, we should be able to finish what we need to upgrade on the base. I think. Most of it, at least. These boulders are fantastic. Don't exactly give a ton of stone. Well, they give a good amount of stone. They give nice iron, too. Any other boulders around? I thought I saw one more. No? Okay. Onward. Bunches of rocks around here. We'll hit these on the way back. Should probably be looking out for bird's nest, because they seem to have respawned in this area, even though, because this is pretty much our stomping ground. Any stone over here? Boulders? Boulders, boulders. Looks like I think I got these. Boulder. I could stand to get some plant fibers at some point today too, if there's time. Kind of veer to the burnt forest side of this. Actually, I think I checked these like right in the first day or two, so let's check. See if they've respawned. No, they have. Oh, and I need a wrench. I need wrenches. Also need some pipes, so. I need a couple wrenches, actually. Cooking pot is always good, too. Save us from having to make them. Yeah, the burnt forest ones don't like to give you stuff. I guess they're not hollow. I wonder if we really need to go all the way up to our... Oh, I forgot. That's what I forgot. I meant to grab the aloe. Because I want to make aloe cream. Get my science up. I think that'll work, science. So I can make a chemistry table. But it's not an emergency. We can do it later. Dang, I kind of wanted to do it while I was doing this, though. But, oh well. These guys. Tons of boulders. That works. Oops. I guess since I'm here, I'll go ahead and grab this. Gonna need it soon anyway. Ouch. I wonder if we've... we'll just keep going. Shed a little light on the matter. Really into dirt now. Had some nice stone from that too. I don't know why I wasn't more diligent about getting all of this before. I guess I didn't realize I was going to be digging here so much. Just kind of just went right for the middle of it. This is a lot of sand over here. Whoa. Watch getting too close to that rock. It might. Don't want to drop that thing on our head. Actually, that's towards the rest of the desert biome. That's why, because that's all sand. Okay, so getting a lot of stone from this too. Oh yeah. pretty good. We could probably just leave it here, I think. For now. We can come back. We can come back another day if we need to. We need bunches of stone. So we're gonna get on back. Set myself on fire. I saw it as I ran over it, and it's just I should just get far enough away from the wasteland so we don't have to worry about dogs rolling out of there. and this is probably the last day with this pickaxe. We got our tool smithing maxed out last night, so I'm making steel bars right now, or steel forged steel to make new tools. I'm not sure how many it'll take to combine up to 600, but we get a 600 level pickaxe, and I have a feeling we can one-shot these blocks, so that'll be nice. We have a lot of mining to do coming up. Not immediately, but soon. Ah, dogs. They infected me. Drives me crazy. It's alright, we can use the hides. I'm gonna run. You know what? I can just do it here, I guess. Well, you know what? We don't have to stay here. I'm gonna check this. This is where I spent my first night. This is the treehouse I made at about 10 minutes till 10. I think I left a pot, yeah. I'll leave it just to be safe. Doesn't matter, we got a bunch of pots. Hey, it's the glitch that makes the elevator exploit, the hatch elevator work. Getting a little lag. Yeah, I'm just gonna run up to the farmhouse real fast. Stick some of this stuff away so we don't lose anything. Or you know, nothing we harvest drops on the ground in case we fill up and we don't see it. Don't need to be carrying these wrenches around with me and stuff. Yeah, we're looking really good. Looking really good, actually. extras of these in there, just because. Almost a stack of iron from those boulders, which is really nice. Oh, yeah, I wanted to grab all this aloe. Deal with curing that infection later. Doesn't do anything to you for the first stage, which (2 hours 22 minutes). We're on 2-hour days, so it'll be, this time tomorrow before it matters. Science is a 9. I think making this makes levels your science. We'll find out. I'll use them at some point anyway. Oops. It's almost 4 o'clock. Not too bad. it's moving. Good. This is the one I was working on yesterday. But I had to go in because it was getting towards sundown. So we'll finish it off. Hey, Katie Flo, how you doing? You having a good weekend? Yep, level in science. That's awesome. I think we need to get it to 15. Yeah, are you have you been playing? That's pretty funny. Yeah, something will always get you. If if you let it. But if you don't have any zombies, you can go out and search for stuff at night and stuff. Go into houses, find canned food and stuff until you can get some farming going or hunt. That's pretty funny. Are there easy survival games? $5.30. Not bad. It's getting there. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, there are tons better players of this game than me, but I appreciate the compliment. I'm glad you got some inspiration from what I'm doing. You haven't seen the new baits, have you? I don't think you've been around. I think I just had the farmhouse when you were last on. I'm about to get a new one. I maxed out my tool skills last night, so I'm gonna make a new one and see if I can, or make a couple and then see if I can combine them to get to 600. At 100 tool making skill, you can make a 500 level tool, and then you've got to like to get it the rest of the way to 600. You've got to combine them in a workbench, and I'm gonna see how that goes. And I might be able to one-shot these blocks at that point. It might be a little faster too. I don't know. We'll see. Like at night, well, I mean, if you have zombies turned off, it doesn't really matter. You can do it whenever. But like, you know, like, and then if you have it set to default with zombies on, you know, at night, zombies run, so you don't want to be outside. So generally what I do, and I have it for about the last couple of weeks because I've had so many other things going on that I could be doing that's other than just sitting and making tools, but you make just empty your inventory of everything except the materials you need. Just stick them in a, you know, stick them in a box or in a, you know, storage. What do you call it? A storage chest. And just make, you know, loads of well, I would suggest starting with stone axes, and then when you get to about like 200 or 300 level, switch to shovels. Shovels are a little faster, stone shovels. And you just make them over and over, and it increases your skill. And you can do the same thing with weapons. Just make wooden clubs. And then I've heard that bows are a little faster, but they use more materials, you know, so I don't know. Since I'm closing in on 500 on that, I may do bows next. But I've just been doing wood clubs up till now because all it takes is wood, and wood's so easy to get. I scrap them when they fill up, and you get for like you get a like you know like say stone axes are like um, 5 stone and some wood, like maybe like 1 wood or 1 or 2 wood and 1 or 2 plant fibers to make. What am I doing here? I'm sitting here talking, not paying attention to what I'm doing. When you scrap them, you'll get 3 stone back. So you don't get your plant fibers and your wood back, but it only costs you, you know, basically 2 stone to make, you know, for each practice. So, and it goes pretty fast up until like it'll start slowing down in a little bit in the 200s, and then, you know, it slows down a lot in the 300s, and it's really slow in the 400s. But it's, you know, it just progresses. And I'm going to stop doing this for now. Where did we wind up? Yeah, almost a couple stacks. And I got another stack at the farmhouse. That'll work for now. We can go for more tomorrow. And I've got to build like clear out a ladder way down to the bottom part of my base. So we'll get stone from that too. I don't know if I'll do that tonight, maybe. Sorry about that, guys. That drives me crazy. I'm hoping sound didn't get knocked out. Yeah, no, we're good. It seems. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab all of this in case we got a jet. I don't want to forget it. I'll go ahead and grab what we've already made of this. Add that. Hang on a second. It's good. I'm gonna have to read all of that. I have a fancy radio voice, not like a douchey commercial. And thank you for the compliment, Katie Flo. I appreciate it. Radio life advice? Yeah, well, I don't know that you need that. I'll give you game advice, but you don't want my life advice. Just you just plan a farm, man. You know, like set out frames. There are a lot of ways you could do it, but just set out frames, make a 10 by 10 box with frames, right? That's what each one of these is. And then you just put wood plates on the ground around it, and that marks off a 10 by 10 area. And the reason you want 10 by 10 is because that just makes it easy to remember that you've got 100 plants inside that area, right? And then you make a hoe, and you want to have some dirt on you when you do this because sometimes it has to any damaged blocks it has to fill in with dirt, and it needs to be dirt. Like it won't you can't hoe like this, like clay. It won't do that. So you may if you put your farm over clay, you'll have to dig that part up and put some dirt blocks in. And then just go over it the whole thing with the hoe. Make sure every block has been hoed, and then you just make seeds and plant them, just like I just did. You can do it for pretty much every plant. The only one that's a little funky is mushrooms. And mushrooms grow at night. They need darkness. You know, when you're on short days, it means they get less darkness, so they don't come in very often. You got to have dirt to make the spores, which are basically their seeds. And the numbers are screwy. Like you need two mushrooms to make a spore, but you get two spores for each one that you make, like to actually plant. And then each like plant gives you three mushrooms or something. Like it's something funky like that. But you know, the rest of them are all pretty much, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Potatoes do work the same. And you notice like if you were just to plant a potato seed in the ground without tilling it with a hoe, um, it would this would say pick up one potato. It would just it like one plant gives you one you know one result, right? But if you till the ground, it gives you two. Now, if you and I haven't done this yet, but if you go an extra step and you take your hoe and you make fertilizer, and you go back over everything with your hoe just like you tilled it, but with fertilizer in your inventory and you fertilize the ground, it adds one to everything. So these potatoes, once I get this fertilized, I'll be getting three instead of two from each seed, basically. But it's really easy. It's just a matter of just finding. The hardest part I find with farming is just finding a flat place to do it. I didn't really care for building right on the edge of this town. It's worked out nicely. Um, but I like to build out in the middle of nowhere. I like to create my own little kingdom out in the boonies, away from everything. Like close enough to get the stuff, but away from everything. But I put this here because I couldn't find any other flat ground. Not having to flatten ground out like saves tons of time and is really handy for farming. Um, but you'll notice here, like with frames, see how that's not entirely flat. If I were to place that frame, it would flatten it like I did here. So I did when I did my farm plots, I did 10 by 10, and then I laid out frames. I did like full boxes of frames. Put the plates around it to mark it off, and then pick the frames up, and you had just total a big 100 block square of flattened ground to till, basically. And everything else, these I collected in the wild. I think these I got over. He had a few corn plants over by the trader like the second day. That's why I farmed so early, because I got the corn. The goldenrod you find in the wild. The cotton you find in the wild. This comes from desert. The aloe. Coffee, just you find as loot and in containers and stuff. Same with blueberries. So yeah, and potatoes. So yeah, I'm gonna stick those aloe back in the house. What time is it? I'm sitting here talking. We gotta get over to the base before it gets too late. What did that get my skill up to? Let's see. 10. Man, that didn't do a whole lot. I might have to just dump some points into that. What I'm trying to do is get the chemistry station, and it's got to be 15. But I don't need it immediately, so I figured I'd work on it a little at a time. I'm not entirely ready for it. Okay. Am I forgetting anything? I always forget stuff. Like every single night I forget stuff over here. Did I leave anything in here that we need? New. I mean, I guess I could go ahead. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the stuff for forges because we're going to need that soon enough. And I think we've got fat over there. I kind of want to get some torches out inside until I can get some lights up. But, yeah. Yeah, you found a strip club? Well, that's pretty cool. I haven't found a strip club yet. In the PC version, they have zombie strippers, I think, which is kind of funny. They got a bunch of zombies we don't have. They have like skater zombies and biker zombies, miner zombies. Sorry, yes. Yeah, you can I think you can grow anything anywhere. You just can't find everything everywhere. You know what I mean? Like it only grows naturally in its native. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like desert stuff is only found in the desert, and you're only gonna find like you'll find goldenrod in mostly in regular forest, but you'll find it a little bit in pine forest. And here, I'll show you around the base since you haven't been on. Plains has goldenrod also. This is my horde base. Yeah, this is the melee level of the horde base. I've got 2 layers of fully upgraded iron spikes, as well as a couple of steel spikes because I'm an idiot and I kept upgrading when I had steel on me, which is fine because I'm gonna do that anyway eventually, but just wasn't ready then. Got iron bars around the top so I can snipe down and it's safe. I'll eventually build this out up here to make an actual, sniper area out of this, but I just haven't done it yet. We haven't had any cops show up on Horde nights yet, which is strange. I really thought we'd get one by now. I'm playing on Nomad difficulty, which is as far as I've gotten in Nomad difficulty because I was just playing Adventurer being on Xbox because that's apparently the default for Xbox. Nomad is the default for PC, I think. So I really thought we'd get more special zombies Horde Nights at this point, but we haven't yet. But anyway, so there's then next is a two rows of barbed wire horizontally all the way around, and then another 2 rows of barbed wire, and then on the outside is just a 2 rows of upgraded wood spikes. I think those are gonna. I'm gonna expand this a little bit once I get everything upgraded to cement. I've made it all the way around these first 2 rows. Like, the whole main base is cement, or excuse me, reinforced concrete at this point, and I made it around this one, and I got to do the outside and the bottoms of the barbed wire beds, and then I'll figure out like how I'm gonna expand. I think I'm gonna do just another bed beyond that. I'm gonna move the hatch, extend it further away, because eventually, if I ever start getting schematics other than Spiked Club, I've gotten set 6 or 7 Spiked Club schematics, and I still have yet to get a mini bike. But at some point we get a mini bike, we're gonna need some place to stick our mini bike when we come to the base. So I'll probably work a different entrance with a hatch and then some kind of garage type thing for the mini bike. So this tunnel needs to extend out. That's where we came in just a minute ago. Not a lot. Honestly, I started a mine, and I've found that I'm getting what I need faster with surface stone. So there's enough of it still around in this general area that I'm just still getting surface stone. I've mined in other games in the past, but anyway, so this is the basement. This is the foundation of that. And give me a second, I need to get this started. First things first, we gotta get some. I need wood. You gotta smelt your stone first. Stash this in here for the time being. Okay, and then, because I've never done it, a friend of mine, I was gonna build a separate production base, to avoid, tons of heat. Because the thing that drives me crazy about pulling heat on your base is, all you do is kill screamers and repair your base, because you're pulling aggro all the time. And I don't mind. I like killing zombies, and I don't mind doing it. It's just, you got other stuff to do. I've been playing this game for going into the 40th day, and I still have yet to really done a lot of looting or anything. And it's just, don't need a distraction. So having never done it, I'm sticking all my forges and stuff at bedrock. So I dug down to bedrock. And it's kind of cheese, because you're kind of avoiding the game. My friend says that if you stick your forges down at bedrock, you don't get all the heat from it. And there's some other thing that I read that it's heat's actually spherical. I thought it was from bedrock all the way up to the top of the sky. And it's for everything within that chunk and the one that's next to it. But apparently, according to some, it's not. And then according to my friend, he's had success with this, and I just kind of wanted to see it for myself. This is sort of like I've played the early game quite a lot since I started a couple months ago, but I'm always restarting and everything. So a lot of this playthrough is a learning experience. So that's why I went ahead and did the bedrock thing. If you look on the other side of that frame is bedrock, basically, and it's I got to count. It's 95 blocks up to the basement of the base that we just came from, and I just basically mirrored the basement of the base above us in here, which was kind of dicey because I had some ore deposits in here that were chunking off in the ceiling as I was digging, and I was afraid I was going to lose structural and tear the whole thing down, but it worked out. So as you can see, it looks just like the ups, where we just came from, and that's because it basically is like, these, like if I were to take out like these blocks here, but it would bring my base down essentially because this is my base is standing on this exactly. And then I've got a little, oops. And then I built a little upstairs here. I'll stick my bedroll up here at whatever point I get the ladder built in. I don't want to do it, you don't want to die and be stuck down here and have to pull frames and and nerd hop up, with a bunch of frames in the ladder shaft. And there's also no light down here yet, so I made a little pool. So we got a water source down here to fill jars and stuff like that. So and yeah, so all of the forges, I'll probably put like 6 or 8 forges down here, and like half a dozen campfires, couple of workbenches, and 1 or 2 chemistry stations, and then just bunches of storage for all the production, and then I'll have more storage up, where I can get to it up where the other side. What, this water? You just here in your just in your regular crafting, you just search for bucket or buck, as I just did. Cost 7 forged iron. And you just, just go to a water source and fill. I've got more here because I kind of overdid it with the water, and I had to like get water out. And if I ever move anywhere else, I'll just take those buckets with me. It's just here. And then you just fill in spaces and then kind of watch it and let it flow, and then fill in more, and you just got to kind of play with it. Word of the wise, though, if you ever do build your own pool, only build it like in the parts that are going to be touching water with solid blocks. I've tried different ones because I thought they would look cool, like stairs. You notice I have stairs here, but I've got it backed up by the actual pool itself is solid, like actual cubic blocks. I've tried ramps, with the back side of the ramp, it should be solid, but like having a ramp go to just so it would take less space than a block, those all leak. And it just causes a hell of a mess. Like you've got to like go and pick it up with buckets, you got to lay frames down to get rid of it. It's just a pain. So do yourself a favor, if you ever get started with playing with water like this, do it with solid blocks. And I could have done a better job with this. I think I probably would have been better served if I actually made a whole like solid block thing and did the flowing part out of that. I kind of could have done this better. I got a little leak over here before. That's why I added these side blocks here, because some of the water was coming up over the wall and onto the floor. I was, thinking I was going to come down here one day and come down the ladder from the main base and have this whole room be full of water, So kind of has a life of its own. So be careful with it. You know, experiment with it. Maybe go into creative and play around with it a little bit first and get a feel for it, because it's really weird. But it's awesome because you basically get an unlimited source of water, and I can just basically fill jars from that forever and not have to go climbing up to the surface and go find water, basically. But yeah, this will be the production area. I just finished this on day 38, finally. I worked on this for like off and on for a couple of weeks. And hopefully I won't pull, you know, boatloads of heat onto the base, because I just don't want to have to deal with I want to do other things besides just repair my base, basically. And I'll deal with the challenge of pulling heat with 6 or 8 forges and a bunch of campfires on another game, or another base in this game, you know. But I'm still learning, and I want to, like, you know, I'm still learning the upper mid and late game of this game. So, you know, I just wanted to see how that worked for myself on this one. And pretty soon I'm going to have to make a project of getting a ladder in here so I can go up and down like a normal human being and actually move my bedroll down there and have it be a real base. But for now, I'm going to have to, the nerd pole is going to have to do it, because it's 95 blocks down to that. Well, Katie Flo, if you want to get your, well, I appreciate the compliment. I just learn everything I can, and this is just, like, this base design is stuff that a million other people have done, and it's just my version of it that I'm comfortable with and have built a couple of times. This is the first time I've ever done the bottom part like this that we just came out of. But if you want to get your mind blown, go on YouTube and look up a guy's channel called Z Nation FFS, I think is what it is. Z space Nation space FFS. He's an absolute artist with this game, and he does the craziest stuff with base designs. He does the craziest stuff with the game in general. Like he won't even like be in a base on some of his horde nights. Like he'll actually like he builds the craziest bases, and sometimes he doesn't use them. Sometimes he'll actually just like kite a whole horde on horde night. You know, like running around, like running zombies, cops, dogs, like everything, and he'll just kite it up and down a street, and just, you know, it's crazy. One day, and I'll probably have to do it on PC. I don't know if I can do it on console. The controls are kind of funky on console. Alright, so new mining pick. Or pickaxe. So we're going to start with the pickaxe. Boy, that's going to take 2 minutes. But, oh well. You have to make these in a workbench. So we're going to let that go. In the meantime, I'm going to make clubs. Let's see. We'll just do 16 at a time, because I'd like to get this maxed out too. I got the I just got the yesterday game time. I just got the what you call it, the hunting knife schematic, and I figured I'm so close to maxing my weapons that I want to go ahead and get it maxed out before I make that. So we'll just let that run. You got to make steel pickaxes in a workbench. The iron ones you can make, you know, in your normal crafting. Well, it's really reading your comment before that. It's really easy to get intimidating when you first start playing this game because well, first of all, there's a huge learning curve. Second of all, the especially on console, the controls are funky and the hitboxes are weird. So it's like kind of weird, like doing melee fighting in this game anyway compared to most games. So it all takes a lot of getting used to. And when you start like and you make your first club and it's a level 1 club, well, I mean, you don't do anything with that. Like zombies absolutely smack you around when that's all you're wielding, like the first day. So it's really easy to get intimidated when you first start by this. But honestly, if they're not running and getting up on you like dogs, and dogs really aren't that difficult either. It's just they come in numbers and they're fast and they like to bleed you. That's what makes them dangerous. But if you see all the dogs coming at you and you get a good kite going on, you can down dogs like just bop them on the nose. They stun and kill them. Like the zombies really aren't that hard. You just got to get your weapon skills up and like your weapon crafting skills, and then by doing that, you're gonna level and you're gonna get your weapon skills up. So it just all kind of works in a cycle. You just gotta like just kind of suck it up. Like play a game, start a game that you don't care about. Just tell yourself, I don't care about this game, and make it your goal just to go and kill a bunch of zombies, basically. And I guarantee, but spam craft. Do what I'm doing now. Make a bunch of clubs like at a time, and then just keep making them. Just go get wood. You're gonna need a little stone and a little plant fibers to get an axe to get wood, but just keep getting wood and making these clubs, and even getting it up to like the level of the clubs up to like 50 to 100, or even better, right? Like get it into the 200s, and you're gonna be absolutely smacking zombies around like it's not even funny. Like you're gonna laugh. You'll laugh later at how easy it is. Basically, you just got to do it. You got to get your weapon skills up, and you just got to go kill a bunch of zombies and just get used to being around them. If they're not at speed like they are at night, they're really not that hard, actually. Sweet. Okay, so now we're gonna make another. Go ahead. So now we're gonna make another steel pickaxe. Is my sound back? There it is. There it is. Beautiful. Um, with my skill at. Sorry about that, guys. I should play with the controller plugged in, but the cable doesn't reach to where I sit. Um, Toolsmithing at 100 gives you a level 500 tool. So I'm gonna make another one to combine in the crafting table and see what quality that gets us to. In the meantime, we're gonna keep making these. fact, I'm gonna switch to bows. I heard bows are faster. Shovels turned out to be faster than axes for tools. Alright, let's see how it goes. Whoa. Holy lag. Alright, so 525. Actually, we'll just do 2 more. I have a feeling we're going to at least a couple more, so, and we'll continue making bows. But yeah, just keep playing, you know? Keep playing, keep fighting zombies. The more you avoid them, the more they're going to intimidate you. Just, you know, like I said, start a game, just say, you know what? I'm probably going to starve to death. I'm not going to worry about anything. All I'm going to do for like the first day or so until I starve to death is just fight zombies. And just kill zombies, and you'll get a feel for it. Just spam craft your weapons and get your weapons up, and it gets a ton easier. Which is probably why they got rid of spam crafting. You can't do this in the PC version anymore. It's like you've got to level, like it's a separate skill. You have to actually put points in to level it up, and which means you have to level to do it. But you know, and I haven't played it because I've got the PC version, but I've been playing on console this whole time, so. But I imagine there's a flow to it, you know. Well, don't be scared. It's a video game. They can't do anything to you. So I'm guessing we're gonna need one more of those. So, cool. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, Katie Flo. Seriously, because I can relate. I was the same way when I first started. You just got to get used to it, man. That's what they do. They jump you, and you know you got to just you got to look around a lot. And my first couple of games, I like avoided zombies at all costs. But you can't get anything done if you do that. You know, everywhere you go, like if you got to loot stuff, like there's zombies there. I mean, I guess you could turn them off. You know, I mean, which works. There's plenty to do in this game without the zombies. Really, I mean, I hate to say it, but there is. There's like tons of looting you can do. There's all kinds of building you can do. But that I don't know. The thing that and I'm not to be honest with you, I'm really not into zombie games. Like I played this because it just looked so freaking good. I had to play it. Basically, I was the same way about Fallout. Like I don't like aliens and mutants and all that kind of stuff. Not my thing. But the game just looked so freaking good. I had to play it, and sure enough, it was. Fallout 4 is one of the best games I've played in quite a long time, and this one also. But oops. But the thing that's cool, even though I'm not so much into zombies, I've come to appreciate the zombies. Simply because they give you a reason for doing all this building. Like I've been in a mad rush. I screwed around farming for like 2 weeks with my temporary horde base, and then on the 14 night horde, I got a spider zombie at the top, and I killed it. It wasn't like it wasn't a problem. I'm on nomad difficulty now, and on adventurer difficulty, I didn't see any specials like that early, and I started thinking, well, God, I'm gonna start getting cobs, and I'm gonna not gonna be ready. So like I've been like just gunning to get this base up, and then once I got it up in cobblestone, then it was gunning to get it upgraded to concrete. And now I'm like working on getting it upgraded to steel eventually. I got to finish the concrete first, but it's there's something about that. Like it's kind of been like kind of stressful, but at the same time it's kind of cool. It like, kind of gives the whole thing, gives you a purpose for doing all this. Awesome. So we got a level 600 pickaxe now. Level 600 steel pickaxe, I might add. Yeah, I love Fallout. Fallout's a lot of fun. I kind of been like playing this has kind of made like gotten me kind of itching to go back and play some Fallout because I never really finished it. I never like did everything I wanted to do. I was so deep into it off and on, like well for like a month or two at a time, and then I'd take a break, and then I'd go back and like oh, I'm scrapping this in the workbench. Let's see. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scrap my old pickaxe. What's next? What's next? I'm thinking steel fire axe next. I'm going to assume that's the same, so I'm going to make 4 of those. I hope that's not a stupid assumption, but I don't know. We can stop if we'll know when with the first 2, and we can stop it if because they take 2 minutes each to make. So cool. That gives a bunch of iron back too, which is nice. Where's my iron? Did I move it over here? And I just didn't see it? No. Oh, there it is. Durr. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. We're gonna have to go in the morning. It's almost morning. We're gonna have to go test it out. I wonder what else we can make. I'll probably make a new hammer, but that's iron. I mean, I don't have to do all this right now, though. I mean, I guess a steel shovel. I don't know. I mean, my shovel now pretty much one-shots everything. I don't know what a steel shovel is going to do differently. But we'll see. So those are the steel. I'll probably make a new claw hammer. For sure. Maybe a new hoe. But I don't need a hoe just yet. So yeah, I'll probably do the axe and then the hammer and stop there. Maybe a shovel. I looted the 600 the level 6 or the 600 quality wrench. I about danced a little jig. I don't That's like probably the best item I've ever looted in this game. I had just gotten the Quality Joe perk. Yeah, you're still trying to make a forge. Do you want to start a game sometime? You added me on Xbox. Do you want me to get into a game with you sometime and we can see what we can get into? See if you get a little little help with from somebody, maybe might help you along, and you can kind of get a feel for the flow of all this stuff. Well, I've done the early game a lot. I wouldn't say I'm way more advanced. I mean, it's like there are a lot of tons of people that are better at this game than me. I guarantee you. I'm still kind of new to a lot of it, but I'll help you get started in the early stuff. The early stuff I think I'm pretty good at, or at least in my way. Yep, same deal with that. So cool. So we got 2 more coming. We'll combine those, and I guess I'll go ahead and do 4 claw hammers. Yeah, I'm not going to do a shovel yet. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm making tools. Might as well, huh? So we can get that started. Since it's running anyway. Well, just message me whenever you've got time. Are you gonna be around tonight? Do you have to? Are you house sitting like overnight and stuff? Or are you? If you're back later and you want to start a little game, we can. Or sometime this week, whenever it's good for you. It'll be here. Go house sit. What does one do when one house sits exactly? You got like pets to take care of or plants to water? Are you guarding the house? Do you have a gun and a flashlight to like guard against intruders? Yeah, don't shoot anything. But the pool is cool. Is it still hot down there? I'm in the south also, just not Texas. And it had been cold here for like about a week. It got like after around that storm and everything, it got like chilly. But the last couple of days it's gotten hot again. Did we miss a fire axe? Was it 5 you actually need then? So yeah, I guess it is 5. Here, let's whack that. So like 2 go 525, and then a third is 550, a fourth is 575, yeah, and then a fifth is, yeah. So we're gonna go 5 of these. And 5 shovels. Which is actually great because my claw hammer is about to need to be repaired again. And I can use that to make a workbench downstairs. Well, that's cool. I don't know. I mean, 90s is pretty freaking hot. I have a friend in Texas, and he talks about how it's just hot as absolute blue blazes down there for half the year. And I trust him, but I don't know. I'll take hot over cold any day. I'm freaking southern, man. I like it cold. I like it steamy too. I like it nice and humid. That beer drinking hot. I like the change of seasons. I mean, I'm not gonna say I hate winter. I mean, if you ask me in February, I'll tell you I hate winter. But I don't know, like late November, early December, I'm kind of into it for a while. It's just after a couple months of it, it gets old pretty fast. But I like a change of seasons for sure. And then it gets to warm up and be hot again. Without winter, there would be no spring. And spring rules. All right. So since we've got people watching the stream, and this is probably not the most interesting thing in the world to watch. So while we're waiting for the rest of our tools to be made, we're gonna go. Oh wait, you know what? I probably ought to wait for the rest of our tools to be made. Because this hammer's about to wear. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'll make a freaking stone axe if I have to. That's the wrong way. So the cheapest way to make concrete and then upgrade it to reinforced concrete is to lay down rebar. Ow, damn it. Rebar frames, which you have to do in a forge. Which you have to do in a forge, and it costs, I don't know, it's like 5 iron and I think some clay, I think. But if you want, before you have all the concrete stuff, like, you know, the cement mixer and, you know, all, you know, because, you know, in order to get a cement mixer, you have to put some points in. You know, there's a perk for that and everything. You can make stuff out of cobblestone, and cobblestone is 1500 durability, and it's not shabby. Cobblestone is really nice, and I didn't bring my cobblestones with me, so if any of these blocks are damaged, we're not going to be able to upgrade them, and that sucks. Maybe I should. Nah, I won't deal with it. But it goes, one shot takes it to concrete, and the other shot takes it to reinforced. And it's gray like that because it's wet, and that will dry over the course. I think it's like 15 minutes game time or something like that. It seems to do it at different rates. And it costs you 10 per shot. So 10 concrete of this mix, of these buckets of mix. It costs you 10 of those each time you upgrade. And that's it. I think if you lay rebar and do it, it goes, it's straight to reinforced. I guess that's what the rebar frame does. It reinforces it. So it only costs you a rebar frame, which is, you know, like I said, like 5 iron and some clay, I think. Offhand, I may not have that exactly right. And then 10 concrete to go right to reinforced concrete. So that's a pretty good deal, you know. So once you get all of this, like, this is the last base I'll be making in cobblestone and upgrading to reinforced concrete. That's for certain. Well, in this game, at least. I mean, it may happen in another game because I don't have, you know, for obvious reasons. Yeah, see, that one needs, it got 4 point, it has 4 points missing. So it needs cobblestones to get repaired. So I guess I'll just grab my cobblestones and do that. moved them. Just in time. And that hammer, I'm going to stick in here because we will use that to make a workbench eventually. Where do you find the most clay? In clay pits, just those brown spots out in. Do you remember when I was showing you farming and I showed you that big patch of clay on the ground where I told you couldn't farm in that because it's not dirt, it's clay? That was clay. And it goes fast. Like it comes up like you get tons of clay for digging that up. Like you can go out and dig like one layer down on most of those if it's decent size and just, wind up with, like 2 full stacks of clay like in like 5 or 10 minutes. It goes quick. I'm honestly not noticing any difference between this and the old claw hammer, but I think this will not wear out as not need repairs as often because it's higher quality. Did we even make it all the way around? No. Kind of curious. I didn't even make it halfway around. Almost. I might need to go for some more stone. But we have our new pickaxe, so why not? I get turned around here because it all looks the same. I gotta get this place built out so I know where the hell I am. Alright. So that's gonna go back in there for now. How much stone does that leave us with? Yep, we're gonna have to definitely go get more stone. So that's the project for the rest of the day. Well, oh wait. I was forgetting something. We're gonna wait for the shovel. So 3 minutes, we'll make some more bows while we wait. There you go. Get your forge. Get your forge. That's a big step, getting your forge, man. It's like means you mean business. Like you came to play once you get a forge up. The iron tools are great. They're really, really good to have. But you know what? Stone tools aren't awful either. Like I'll use the stone axe for quite a while in the beginning just to get my my skill up and to save iron for when it's like my tool making skill, my tool smithing skill is higher. But what's also great is being able to make make your own cooking pots and grill and and all that stuff. So that just occurred to me. I never put an anvil in this forge. I don't need one. I'm just making cement in it. Must be snowing outside. There's snow on my workbench. This game is a little funny. How that little weird kind of. I'm not gonna call it a bug because it's not really a problem, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a new garden hoe, but I'm not gonna wait for that. I'm gonna. Yeah, it lets you grill meat. Grilled meat's better than charred meat. I forget. Yeah, have you seen since the patch it snows in Pine Forest now? Check it out. See this right here, Katie Flo? That's all clay. In fact, I may do something else for a farmhouse and tear this one down just so I can get at the clay eventually. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I kind of want to keep this because you know, it was my starter base, but yeah. Well, that's what's cool about the about it snowing in the pine forest is no lumberjacks. That's in the snow biome. So you get the snow, just no. Oh, you know what? That just occurred to me. I wonder if while it's snowing, if you can dig snow off the ground that you can turn into water. I didn't need water by the time it started snowing, so I never tried. That's interesting. me try out the new axe, the new fire axe. Not on that. I'm gonna. I think the old one was five hits too to get through one of these, but this one seems faster. Ah, congratulations! That's awesome. Alright, well, I'm not one-shotting it, but it seems to be a little faster. Seems to be like kind of a lot faster, actually. And I'm real close to one-shotting it. So, I wonder what... I mean, I don't know what else can be improved for that. I've got full miner 69er. Mining tools are at 100. I've got full Tyrannosaurus. So I don't know. It is a little faster though, I can tell. So what's the first thing you're gonna make in your forge, Katie Flo? Excellent. What are you gonna do with that? You gonna make tools? Awesome. Oh. Actually, here's a thought. Do you hit harder with tools and weapons the higher your stamina is, don't you? I wonder if, in order to get that last 70 points off of there, to hit hard enough to not to one-shot this stuff, if I've got to get my wellness up to 250, because I'm almost at 200, or you know, beyond where it is now. I don't know if it's got to necessarily go to 250, but I think that's the absolute max, and I think you need the perk for that. The health nut perk. I got a bunch of points. I might invest in that. I was gonna use those for other stuff, I think, like sniper rifle ammo when I'm up and ready for that. But I'll have more levels by then, I'm sure. Oops. You need, well, you need corn or corn seeds. If you get corn, don't eat it. Turn it, like craft it into corn seeds. And then, you know, make a field like I showed you, or like like I showed you on that I did here. And just, you know, like say you start out with like 3 or 4 ears of corn, or 3 or 4 corn seeds or something like that. Just every time they come in, turn all of them into seed until you fill out, until you're able to plant, you know, the full field of 100. I did 200. 100 will pretty much do you. Hell, 50 will probably do you. I just like to do a lot because so I don't have to farm, you know, every single time it comes in. You're also gonna need bottled water. So eventually, once you're actually growing corn and able to like replant all of the so say you harvest, corn gives you 3 per plant, which is awesome. So say you fill a field of 100 corn plants. When you harvest all that, you're gonna get 300 ears of corn from all of that. The first thing you want to do is turn 100 of it into seeds, and replant it so that, you know, it's renewable. You know, so you have more corn.
The rest of it you want to turn into cornmeal. Then 1 cornmeal plus 1 bottled water at your campfire becomes one cornmeal. So you're gonna need a lot of jars. So you're gonna want to, like, have you found sand anywhere on your map, like any desert biome? If you found sand, you're gonna want to go dig a bunch of sand and get that smelted into your forge so that you can make glass jars. And then while you're, not cooking food and things you need, like stuff you need to eat, you need to be making bottled water all the time because it takes tons of bottled water. But if you get 20 stacks of bottled water, 300 cornmeal, you can make 300 cornbread, and that'll feed you for like a week or two, which is a lot, and it's a bit of work to get to it. But once you get it rolling, it's easy peasy, and it's all renewable. Except for the sand. Every now and then you're gonna have to go get sand to feed into your forge, basically. I would also recommend making goldenrod tea. So eat cornbread for food and drink goldenrod tea instead of just regular bottled water. To make goldenrod tea, you need 1 goldenrod, which you can grow. I showed you that in my thing. You collect that you'll see goldenrod. It says yellow plants you see all over the place. Grow 100 of those also, and replant those and harvest those. And 1 bottled water plus 1 goldenrod makes 1 goldenrod tea. And goldenrod tea, it has some medicinal purposes, like minor medicinal purposes, like it'll stop dysentery or something, or which, if you're drinking goldenrod tea, you probably don't have a problem with dysentery because you get that from drinking murky water. Although I guess maybe you could use it early in the game if you had to drink murky water and you only have 1 goldenrod, to make 1 goldenrod tea to cure it. That's probably an early little, kind of in a pinch survival technique, which isn't bad. But the real value of goldenrod tea is it's one of the few drinks that gives you a wellness boost. You see how here on my stream, you see how my health and stamina are both at 195. That's except for the meat that I ate early on while I was getting cornbread up and running. That's almost all from eating cornbread and drinking goldenrod tea this whole time. Should we go get that airdrop? It's not terribly far. I think we will go get that airdrop. Maybe grab some more stone on the way. Oh, here's my mine I started. You want to see my mine, Katie Flo? Here's the entrance. Put a little room in here for, you know, stashing all the goods that'll make it easy to when you to come back and, you know, pick it up. And that's as far as I got. That's the extent of my mind so far. And it's not even, you know, it's not even stone. It's dirt still. I'm working my way down. But I'm headed towards this. I'm trying to like work into these gravel deposits here and see if I can find an iron vein. Because if I can find a good iron vein, I'm upgrading my whole base to steel. All those spikes, everything. I'm gonna expand it too, make it bigger. Not hugely bigger, but just, you know, add a few more like, you know, traps on the outside. Not traps, but those, you know, like the barbed wire beds. I'll probably do more spikes and put those in beds. I think in my next game I'm gonna turn airdrops down to once a week. I think. I think they're kind of OP. Like I've barely done any looting, and I've gotten like tons of good stuff from these things. I mean, I guess that's kind of the point of the airdrops, but still. I had one airdrop disappear. I couldn't find it. When I went, I was literally standing on the spot where it was supposed to be, and it wasn't there. But I might go for that. Since, you know, I've logged out since then. It's not far from here, I don't think. I am one-shotting the boulders now. I mean, you know, in each piece. That last piece was taking 2 shots, or I think each piece took 2 shots. Now I'm getting in 1 shot. Well, hello. Where's your buddy? There was a crawler with you. Where is he? Or was that not a crawler? Oh, that was a shadow. Oh, wow. Okay. Already have that. 2 in 1. Like, it's just ridiculous. Oh, well, I can use the beaker. And I can definitely use the sniper rifle receiver. Most definitely. But I keep getting like the same like 4 schematics over and over, and it's kind of getting a little irritating. But then again, I think the airdrop is a little overpowered anyway, so maybe that's a way of balancing it out. Generally, from the airdrops I've gotten of most value, I've gotten a bunch of antibiotics and beakers, pretty much. Everything else has all been repeats of other. other schematics I've already gotten. That one's like way off over there. I'm not going to deal with that. The other one is this one. I went looking for it yesterday, and where are we now? We're like way. It's like. Where are we? We're like way up there. You know what? I'll go. It's not all that far. Find some boulders along the way. Yeah, they love to hand out the beakers, but that's all right. They're handy. You need 2 for each. Like if you make a chemistry table, so that's why I'm kind of cool with getting those. I've got a couple, so I can probably make 2 chemistry tables. Not that I need to necessarily, but you know, I'll have the space for it, and you never know, you might want to have a bunch of stuff going on while you're not there. Separate crafting queues. That's an actual rock. That's not a boulder. That's a boulder. I've got enough iron here to. I got another full stack of iron. I'm gonna run back to the farm real quick and get those in the forge. Then we'll go get this other airdrop. Oh shit.
Awesome. I needed an engine. Or I'm kind of collecting them. I'm about to make more cement mixers. I don't know why. I about got the base done, but I'll eventually expand and all that. Get the workshop filled out, so I don't have to deal with it again, at least for a while. No, not cool. Now it shows up. Yesterday it didn't show up. The smoke is here. Where's the crate? How crazy is that?
Is there such a thing? Like, should I be able to loot something? I wonder if I quit out and come right back in. I don't think it'll quit the stream as long as I've still got the game up. Same deal. It's kind of messed up, really. I'd like to get my airdrop. I wonder if I have time to get to this other one. It's almost 6 o'clock. 4 hours. No, 5 hours. Hell with it, I'll go. Feeling adventurous. What's our inventory situation? Yeah, it's alright. I hear you, Mr. Burning Guy, and I'm just gonna run right past you.
Ah, snow.